Welcome to American Black Journal. I'm Stephen Henderson. My first guest broke racial and gender barriers in public service when she became the first female mayor of Highland Park. The victory also made her the first African-American woman elected mayor of any Michigan city. Not only is Martha Scott a Black history maker, but she also has a long history serving the people of this state. Currently, she's in her third term as a Wayne County Commissioner. I'm pleased to welcome Martha Scott to American Black Journal.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk first about you being the first female mayor of Highland Park, and then, of course, the first African-American female mayor of any city in Michigan. How did you get to that point? At what point did you say, you know, politics, that's what I really want to do?
No, that was never just what I wanted to do. It just happened, you know. Even as I started off as a precinct delegate.
Yeah.
It just happened, and then I was just encouraged to do this, do that. And then when as I first started as a county commissioner, I got an appointment. I had ran and came in second place. 11 months later, the gentleman that was there, he left and went to the Public Works Department that the county had just administered. And I was working at Michigan Bell and took a half-a-day vacation, went down to the county for their afternoon meeting. There was 13 white males and me.
Wow.
And I got that appointment that day.
The appointment.
So I knew that it came from on high, a higher power than me.
Somebody was involved, right?
Yes.
Right. So talk about what it was like then in Highland Park. Remind me of the year, but I mean, I know
it was 1988.
It's not the same. This is not the same Highland Park that we're talking about today. It was a very different place.
Well, it is. It's been a very different place than when I first came to Highland Park, you know. It was just the greatest city that you'd ever want to live in. So it was just an honor that the people selected me as mayor.
Yeah.
And it was challenging, but I was able to get some things done because I surrounded myself with some people to work with me. And one of the greatest things that happened is I had the opportunity to meet Secretary Kemp.
Jack Kemp, yeah. Who
yes,
was,
at a community meeting.
At that point.
And at a church, one of my staff people knew that I was trying to meet with him because I read in the newspaper that he was coming to town. And I tried to get my Congress people to help me. But then they said, well, we won't be able to, he won't have time to stop by. But then when she told her pastor that I wanted to meet him, well, they were having a community meeting, so they invited me to come. So I got there early, positioned myself so that I would be eyeball to eyeball with Jack Kemp, and told him a story of Highland Park, some of our needs and some of our wants. And then said to him, and you know, it's the home of your friend, Reggie McKenzie. Yeah, well, I had his attention then.
now he's paying attention to
There was
right?
$20 million left in the country for small cities, and we got $4.85 million.
Is that right? Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And we started the shopping center at Manchester there.
Okay. Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah. There were no things that was on, except I think we were doing some trees on Woodward at that time. But there were no other
there was nothing
economic development things going
couldn't
on.
Shop there.
Yes.
I remember that.
But we still weren't able to get the dollars until I was leaving.
Oh, is that right? Well,
But that's why it's important that you continue what the previous person did,
is doing, right?
Yes.
You sort of inherit some of that legacy. As you point out, you were on the commission before the Wayne County Commission, before we had an executive in Wayne County, and now you're back under a really different structure, and that feels really different too, right?
Well, it is different. We had a chairman, and Attorney Sam Turner was the chair. And he asked me to chair Human Resources. And I said, well, Sam, I just got here, you know. He says, well, I wouldn't ask you if I didn't think that you would
do it, right?
You would do it. And so we were the third largest county in the nation back then.
Yeah.
And Human Resources we had 60% of the county's budget was in my committee.
Wow.
And we did a lot of things. There were a lot of things going on there. We had hospitals, you know.
There was a lot of direct services that
Yes.
the county provided to
Exactly.
people. A lot harder to do that now. I mean, you really struggle just to keep the books balanced,
Yes.
and then you've got this executive who has a lot of power.
Yes, right.
Doesn't always ask you guys what you think, right?
Well, we try to work together.
Yeah, yeah.
But we don't have the dollars there that we used to have,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And now that the state is even involved in the county now,
Sure,
you
yeah,
know, so,
right.
yeah.
So I want to talk about when you think about your career here and the things that have changed in Highland Park and Wayne County and in Detroit over the time. And when you meet young people who are interested in that kind of service, what do you tell them about what they should be thinking about?
Well, I tell them to just be a good individual. Work, do your homework, study a lot, and just try to be the very best person. And if you do, things will just happen.
Yeah.
Because I had no intentions of ever getting into politics.
Yeah.
In fact, a friend came by who was working for the Secretary of State's office, and her boss was Ethel Terrell, who was a state representative, and she needed a precinct delegate in my area. And she came by one day and asked me if I would be a precinct delegate. I said, no way. She said, why? And I said, because politics is dirty. She said, then you get in there and help clean it up.
You help make it clean,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
And back in those days, you needed 30 signatures to be a precinct delegate. So she said she had a half an hour to get downtown to put that application in. So we had to go around in my district, get these 30 signatures, and get downtown. And when I told my colleagues at Michigan Bell that I was running for precinct delegate, well, they came out, and you'd have thought I was running for president of the United States.
They were all about it,
And
right?
one of the reasons why I said yes to her is because she finally said to me, if Shirley Chisholm can run for president of the United States, you can certainly be a precinct delegate.
Yeah. Wow.
And she was an idol of mine. She and Barbara Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and so I said yes to it. And then when all of my friends came out to campaign with me, I said, oh my goodness, this must really be something.
This is
you know.
important, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so as a Democrat, the district, it was the first Democratic district back then, and I was asked later after I won the election to serve as a delegate for the state,
For the state.
you know.
Yeah. Right.
And I said, oh my goodness, there are people been waiting to get this position. And Buddy Battle was our chair back then, and Buddy said, I didn't ask you that. I just asked you, will you serve?
Will you serve? And that's the key question, right?
And that was an honor.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Martha Scott, great to have you here. Great to have you still with us serving here in Wayne County.
You know, I just love serving.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
Yeah.
And
All
a
right.
privilege.
Thanks.